Hi boys, today we're going to be ranking every single COD Zombies game mode since World at War all the way down to Cold War, including Vanguard, Infinite Warfare and all that, like just basically every single COD Zombies that's kind of been released, and there's about 10. So in the number 10 spot, I'm sure you're probably not surprised by this, or you're probably either expecting this, but we have Vanguard Zombies. Now, the thing is about Vanguard Zombies is it's kind of mindless. It feels like it's just there for the sake of being there. Like, I didn't feel like they added much to zombies, if that makes sense. Like, there wasn't much personality as you play with multiple characters, and the lines that they write were honestly really safe. They were like built and written to not offend anyone, to appeal to the media, if that makes sense, because not to mention this is literally a World War II game, and they're trying to kind of censor history and to make it more appealing to people nowadays, even though it is a World War II history. It's like they're trying to change history. I get it's a zombies game, but it's throughout the whole of Vanguard Zombies. It's just, the whole thing is a mess. There's just not much personality to it. I don't think they added much new things. Like, they literally added Shinonuma for some reason. Like, it's not even a Black Ops game. And they just added Shinonuma because apparently if nostalgia makes things good, according to them. To be honest, there isn't much to say about this. All you need to know is that it's terrible, there wasn't much personality with it, and there is honestly just so much better options if you want to play a zombies game. In the number 9 spot is we have Exo Zombies. One thing I remember is I asked my dad one time if he could buy me the season pass for Black Ops 3 because Black Ops 3 just came out, and I was like, I was begging him to get this for me, and you know what, fair enough, he actually went to go get me it, and do you know what he got me? The Advanced Warfare season pass. And but I felt so bad because I wouldn't even let him return it, so I was like, I just decided to play Advanced Warfare. It made me play Advanced Warfare Zombies, which it was a downgrade to Black Ops 3, honestly. Like, I just wanted to play the Giant with my friends, and I was forced to play fucking Exo Zombies. I can appreciate they did try a lot to add in a lot of new things, like Exo Zombies, that was different, that gave you something to play, like something to try. Like, they tried the new perk system, added some new features, but I just feel like they didn't manage to do it that well. And I'm not gonna lie, they had a really cool cast, like Frank Castle, bro, him against zombies, that's pretty cool, bro. Or Shane Walsh, whoever you know him as, my boy. I get it, they did put a lot into this, but I just cannot get behind the fact that they force you to buy the season pass in order to play zombies. Like, you couldn't even play the first map in order to experience zombies first, like to see if you even want to get it, or at least like buy the season pass so you could at least like have like a wee trial thing. You had to pay like the full $40 or whatever, £35, whatever you were paying for it, in order to play zombies. Like, even if you didn't like it, you were stuck, you couldn't be funding it because you've already activated the code. It was honestly the stupidest thing ever, and because of that, I'm keeping it in 9th place. Like, it would be a little bit higher above the next game, but that just completely ruins it. I get it's not the developer's fault, I get it's not really a game mechanic, but it forces you to pay extra on top of like the $60 you're already spending in the game. And that's daylight robbery, bro. You're not even getting access to a game that you bought for that price. Now, in the number 8 spot, World War II Zombies. To be honest, I myself would expect to have a kind of more biased opinion towards this, because I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed COD World War II. I enjoyed the multiplayer, I enjoyed the campaign especially, bro. I actually really liked the campaign, but like all things, it was ruined by transactions and trying to appeal to modern day media, if that makes sense. Like, they're just censoring things, like censoring the Nazi symbol. Like, this is a World War II game, keep in mind, and they're censoring it. Apart from that, the zombies, I do appreciate, they also did try to add new things. Like, they tried to make it more scary by like adding a couple jump scares into the game, which, to be fair, in the first few runs of the maps, you're like, that is pretty scary. But after like the 3rd or 4th time, you can predict every window the zombies are going to come from, and it's just not more of a scare, but more of an inconvenience, which maybe even mess you up if you have some zombies behind you. It's just not something that should be in zombies, because it forces you into a cutscene no matter what, even if you already know it's going to be there. And it's not even optional, they would add it in like literally paths you have to walk through to get to places. It's just really just unnecessary if you ask me. I remember the first time I played World War II Zombies, there was like, I can't even remember, getting like a crash or something, and then you wake up and then you go to kill a Nazi guy, and it's a zombie, and then you get a fright, and that kind of got me as a child. But now it's just whatever. There's so much better zombie games you can play if you wanted to experience zombies or have a fun game. I'm not gonna lie, the characters as well, I don't like the characters. They just feel like watered down characters from already watered down characters. They're not funny. they're just really annoying. They did still try some things new, like they added an armor system. Like, I mean, Cold War would later use that, fair enough. It was a good idea, but for this game, it doesn't feel like they took much risks as they should have, or at least as they could have. Do not hate me for this one, but in the number 7 spot, we have World at War Zombies. Now, I get it. World at War Zombies, people will say this is one of the best, right? I must say, just listen to what I have to say. World at War Zombies, in general, is one of the best experiences ever for zombies, right? It literally shaped zombies into what it is today. They took the biggest risk, and to be honest, worked out in their favour. This is one of those games where you can just tell that they didn't just make it because they wanted money, but because they wanted to make it, if that makes sense. Like, they actually enjoyed making it. But you have to remember that since this is completely based off originality, this is the first zombies game which was released, and in order for them to make better games in the future, they have to make mistakes, and unfortunately the mistakes in this game are pretty big. Some of the features they have, I hate them, like, I'm sorry, but whoever's idea it was, Open Treyarch, who wanted zombies to grab you, I hate you so much, bro. You deserve a wage reduction, you deserve that, bro. I hate that so much. That idea is disgusting. The amount of times I've died, or nearly died, because the zombies grabbed me whilst I'm running by. Especially when you don't have Jug, it is especially lethal. And not to mention they're even extremely swing happy in this game as well. Like, all the way up to Black Ops 2, the zombies would instantly 2-hit you. I hate it. Like, they make Jug a must-have in the early rounds, otherwise you're not going to make it past like round 12. And another big complaint I have about this is the maps were really inconsistent. And what I mean by that is, like, not like how they played out or, you know, like how they were designed. But I mean more the technical side of things, like their bugs or their features. Like, one feature they'd have in Nectar and Toten is when you get a nuke, you wouldn't get any points for it. And in a later map, when you get a nuke, you get points for it. But instead of adding it back to Nectar and Toten, for some reason they wouldn't add it into a Nectar and Toten, if that makes sense. Like, whenever there would be a bug in a map, instead of fixing it in that map, they would fix it in the next map. I don't know why. It may have been something with the technology or what they were limited to. I think it's just in Nectar and Toten where you can get hit markers on an insta-kill with a Kar 98K. I've experienced it myself many times, but I don't think it happens in the other maps because they fixed it. I'm pretty sure they fixed it. I haven't experienced it in another map, but it's still in Nectar and Toten because they just don't go back and fix it. And I don't like how they done that. What I'm saying is World at War is nowhere near a bad game, but I love it. I have so many fun times in it. Every time I play it, I enjoy it. It is what made zombies what it is today. And you can't do that without making mistakes, unfortunately. Like, the zombies is really, really fun, but nowhere near perfect. And that's why I think it deserves a spot, because everything it's done for everything else is really good, but it doesn't make the game itself perfect, if that makes sense. The game itself is still really buggy, but I do enjoy it. Just because it's number 7 doesn't mean it's bad, okay? Just hear me out. Next up, we have Infinite Warfare Zombies. Now, this was of course one of those games where when it's past its life cycle, you realise that it was actually pretty good. I do get that some of the maps in this game, they were kind of just... but other ones like Zombies in Spaceland, that was actually a really solid map. I'm pretty sure most people say that now, but when it first came out, people were always hating on Infinite Warfare. I mean, I kind of did too, because the cast, I'm not gonna lie, some people might like them, some people don't. I don't like them. They were just a bit annoying. I get they've got like a 80s kind of theme to them, but I feel like they were just a bit over the top and unfunny. I'm not gonna lie. The zombies were pretty solid, and I honestly enjoyed it when I played it, but it felt like the more I played Infinite Warfare Zombies, the less I started to enjoy it, because I don't think there was much replayability. I get there was a lot to do, there's a lot of new systems, new perks. I just don't feel like I could play it over and over and over again like a Black Ops 3 map. I get you can really appreciate how this game looks and feels, because it honestly is a really good game, but it's not Black Ops good, you know? It just feels like if the Easter egg steps on Zetsubo no Shima was a zombies game, it would be Infinite Warfare Zombies. That's the way I can put it. Next up, we've got Black Ops 4 Zombies. I honestly, when Black Ops 4 first came out, I loved zombies. I loved the whole game. People were always hating on Black Ops 4 at first, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed it. But as I got older, I kind of just realised that it was not as good as I thought it was. Like, I do love some of the things they added. Like, they added custom mutations. That was 10 out of 10. Whoever added that, good idea. And I love the classes where you could select like your own gobblegum. No, what was it? It was like you could. I think it was just elixirs you could select. It was something, and you could select your own perks, which I'll get into a second, okay? But you could also select your own special weapon, which changed depending on which storyline you played in, which was a pretty cool idea. but some of the things they done really bad. Like, say for the Victus storyline, that's it. Their maps are literally just feel like flipped assets. I mean, one is literally another Nuketown remake, one is literally just Call of the Dead, one is literally Mob of the Dead, and I can't even remember what the other one is. It's just not, the maps aren't that memorable, and the perks. Where do I even start with the perks? They removed all of the personality the perks had. I mean, they removed the jingle, they removed the special locations of perks, like, there's something so special about just going and grabbing Jug, and they removed Jug. They removed it with they just added this whole new perk system, all these new perks, bro, and I just had to sit down and read all of them, and I was just so taken in, because which perk do I choose? Like, I get to choose 4 random perks, one of them having an extra special ability, which is pretty cool, but when I get a perk, I want to hear some personality. I want to hear like a special little jingle that gives me a reason to just stand next to the perk machine and admire it whilst I listen to its jingle. But now it's just the same jingle with a different style, but I don't want to near the style because I didn't like this song of Wonderful Wonder Fizz, bro. It was just, it wasn't a big fan. I'm not gonna lie. In the Chaos story mode, the perks did look really nice. Like, I like the Odin and all that. Those perk statues looked amazing. In Victus, no. Not good. And they ruined the elixir system so badly. Like, all the gobblegums that came with your level in Black Ops 3, or most of them, were nerfed and made limited. Why? I thought the gobblegums in Black Ops 3 were so good, and they like nerfed pretty much every gobblegum they brought through. I mean, a couple good ones, they got a bit better, but they had the audacity to charge more for better chances of gobblegums or elixirs that are the same as the ones in Black Ops 3, but do less. It's stupid. It's just a money grab. Black Ops 4, I do enjoy it when I play it, but it is a complete waste of potential, which could have been so much better. And it is a bit sad, you know, it's sad. It's Black Ops 4. I want it to be good, but at the same time, it doesn't feel quite like the original games, because it just feels so straight off from the original games while trying to keep its like place, if that makes sense, and it just feels, nah, it doesn't feel normal. Next up in the number 4 spot, we have Black Ops 1 Zombies, and man, I love this game. This game is fucking amazing. Great maps, great weapons, great mechanics, great everything. I just love this game. Well, great most things. Honestly, I haven't much bad to say about Black Ops 1. I love it. The zombies, every time I think about it, I want to play it. That's just how I feel about with most of these games. This is only in 4th place because there is somehow even better games than Black Ops 1. Like, the fact that even after Black Ops 2, the zombies didn't even peak, it's just because it was just so good. It created great memories. Like, there's just something about Black Ops 1, the weird mix of simplicity and complexity just kind of brings it together and makes this one good game for both people that are trying to casually play and trying to, you know, sweat their ass off and trying to discover things, you know. It's like a great in between. Like, in Kino you've got this easy way to unlock Pack-a-Punch, right? And then in Ascension you've got, like, it kind of makes you think when you're first unlocking it and how to possibly get it. And it's not even too difficult. You don't need to look up a tutorial because it's kind of right in front of you, but it's hidden in plain sight. It's inconspicuous, and that's what makes it so good, because you can still get it as a casual player really easily, and it still makes you feel rewarded. And not to mention, it has some of the best wonder weapons. I love the thunder gun, I love the ray gun, and I love its minigun. It's not, the minigun isn't a wonder weapon. The minigun is really weak, but it just feels good. The minigun feels good. The only thing I really have something bad to say about Black Ops 1 is the 2-hit system and the windmill system. Terrible match. They're like the most overpowered player. I'm dying on round 3 because I can't knife a zombie anymore, because if I go to knife him just once, I'll get instantly killed. I hate it. I hate it. My only complaint about it. In the 3rd place, you might be confused by this, or you might even agree, but I think that Cold War deserves the 3rd place. Cold War brought something great to zombies after Black Ops 4. Like, something about Cold War just kinda just made zombies so fun. It wasn't like absolutely perfect or grand smacked amazing. Well, actually, you know, I actually think Cold War is near amazing. Like, I have such a great time with it. Like, in Black Ops 4, the zombies strayed away from the original storyline by finishing it off, and in Black Ops 5, what they decided to do is continue zombies but tie it in with the campaign and tie up loose ends that weren't solved like 10 years ago, and honestly, that is really good. My only complaint is that they use multiple characters, and I get it, like, I kind of like it, but at the same time, I want kind of some personality. Like, I get you can already play as Mason and Woods or Adler or any of the main characters in Zombies already, but if we just had them as like set characters in Zombies, I think it'd be a little bit better and just feel like it has a bit more personality instead of just being able to play as like fucking Stone or Bet, You know, there could be better options, but I still enjoy it nonetheless. I do think it has some of the best perk systems. It added a few great, amazing perks that, honestly, I can't tell if they're balanced. I'd say they're balanced, honestly. I'd say they're balanced. And my only complaint is, my second complaint is I kind of think that the Wonder Fizz, I'm so unsure about that, because at one thing you're like, well, getting all your perks in one place immediately after getting downed, it seems a little bit overpowered. But at the same time, there's so many perks that if you just had to walk around the whole map, it would just get so tedious and annoying that you wouldn't enjoy it as much. So I do think it's a good idea. I like the armor system. The armor system is really simple, and it helps out a lot with high rounds, especially with the zombies' damage and speed. Albeit, I'm still unsure about how I feel spawning with any weapon. Like, right now I spawn in the most overpowered gun in the game, and I'm good for like the next 20 rounds without pack-punching, and by then I'll have tier 2 pack-punch already. It is pretty easy at the start, but I don't know, I kind of like the feeling of progression, but at the same time I do still really enjoy it, and it is a solid game. I still really enjoy it, and I still play it from time to time. In the number 2 spot, I know a lot of people are going to have this put first place, but I think that Black Ops 2 is honestly really good and deserves second place. There is some really, really good maps in Black Ops 2, some of the best, but there is just a few maps that just bring it down. For example, there's Die Rise, Nuketown, Transit, maybe arguably Buried. Like, Buried, people, I've seen people say that's one of the worst maps. I enjoy it, but it's still kind of just, I mean, I love this game. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. It added so much to the table. They gave you so much to do, so much replayability. It added the rank system, which, I mean, it's kind of, if you got 4 downs and got to round 60, your rank would be more affected negatively than if you just went down one time on round 30. The new characters, honestly, I kind of like them. Misty, don't get me started. I think that, what was his name? Stanley or something? No, not Stanley. I've completely forgot his name, but the guy who eats zombie flesh and then ends up talking to Richtofen, and a lot of people don't like him, but honestly, I kind of like him. Like, that is quite an interesting background, I think, being a cannibal and then being able to talk to Richtofen through the ether. That is pretty cool. They do tie in really well to the story, and they're honestly really important towards the storyline. And not to mention, they even added perma perks too. Like, they added so much in Black Ops 2. This game is just amazing. But another complaint is the 2-hit system and windmill zombies. Oh my gosh, bro. I hate getting downed. You know this by now, because I've been complaining about it every Black Ops game. But the 2-hit system really annoys me. Getting insta-downed without jug, what's the point in knifing? But other than that, this has some of the best Black Ops maps ever. Not even Black Ops, just best maps ever. These are just, it's really fun. And if the next game didn't exist, this would be number 1, because this was honestly a really solid game, and I wouldn't even argue that much if someone had it in first place, because it does deserve it, but just, there is a better game, and that game is Black Ops 3 Zombies, and that's what's in first place. This is one of my favourite games ever. Like, zombies excluded, it's just amazing. If someone asked me my top 3 games, Black Ops 3 would be somewhere in there. There's just something about this game that's so enjoyable. Like, it has a different but relevant feel to it that no other Black Ops game has. Oh, that might sound bad towards Black Ops 2, 1 and World at War, but trust me, those games are still amazing. I just love this game more. I love the maps, the weapons, features like double tap, and especially Gobblegum. I love Gobblegum. I don't care what anyone says, too easy, you don't have to use them. They're so fun. I don't know why, there's just something that just felt so addicting to earning Gobblegum and seeing what Gobblegum I get. I think that's called a gambling addiction, probably, but it's worth it. It's Gobblegums. I hate that you had to spend money. Well, we didn't have to, but you were enticed to spend money for Gobblegums because they were really hard to get Liquid Divinium. But they did add a lot of new features like wall running and squid guns. But I know some people may dislike Zetsubo no Shima at Revelations, and I used to too. As I just kept playing them, they were so fun. Like, when I was doing every Easter egg, I kept failing at Zetsubo no Shima because, you know, one of the reasons I forgot Anywhere But Here. It's very stupid that you need that for the Easter egg. But it just made me play the map more, and the more I played it, the more I realised this is shit, it's pretty fun. And not to mention, it has some amazing songs. So does Black Ops 2, so does Black Ops 1, so does World at War, so does Black Ops 4, so does Black Ops 5. They all have amazing songs just as good as each other. That was just, I forgot to mention them, but those are really good in every game. I barely have any complaints about this game, apart from it being too easy at times and them never adding that 10th perk in Revelations. We always wanted a new perk, and we never did. I mean, we got Widow's Wine, but at the start of the game, why could we have never gotten a new perk? But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoy. I'm sorry if I offended you with some of my opinions. These are just opinion based, these are not factual. I'm more based these on like how the game is itself, if that makes sense, not just how fun it is or how many people enjoy it, because if it is, World at War would have been much higher. I love World at War, but it's just the game itself isn't comparable to the other games, but it's still really good. It's just got some really good competitors, if that makes sense. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you did enjoy. Please do consider subscribing. I do appreciate the support a lot. I have been growing a bit more. Thank you. And I will see you guys in the next one.